Sports.
They call it Mizzou Made. It's a catchy slogan, but for several members of the Missouri football team, it doesn't really apply. That's why for some, traveling 3 states away for the first road game of 2014 this Saturday might not feel like a road trip at all. For the second straight season, Missouri will be taking on the Toledo Rockets in non-conference play. Unlike last year, this one is not on its home turf at Furrow Field. But for many Tigers, the trip to Ohio will actually be a kind of homecoming. Quarterback Matty Mock, for instance, went to high school just an hour away from Toledo and says he expects a few hundred of his friends, former teammates, and family members to be at the game. And the connections in the area are probably even greater for MU coach Gary Pinkel. He grew up in Akron and made his head coaching debut for Toledo back in 1991, staying there for 10 years. The two spoke at Media Day yesterday about their mindset heading into the weekend.
I'll always be a Toledo Rocket, not this weekend, but I'll always be a Toledo Rocket. So just a great place, great people, and you know, once game time comes, trust me, it's just you focus and you go. So I'll be able to do that.
It's always going to be my home. There's no place else I'm going to call home. So whenever I get free time, they know I'm going to be back. But right now it's a business trip, and I got to go play. So.
Speaking of home, that's exactly what former Missouri defensive end Michael Sam is searching for in the NFL still. The St. Louis Rams cut Sam from the roster back on Saturday, and then yesterday they finalized their practice squad, and again, Sam's name nowhere to be found. He was one of just 12 players in the NFL this preseason to compile 2.5 or more total sacks, but is surprisingly the only one of those 12 who has not even made a team or a practice squad. His college head coach, Gary Pinkel, probably knows Sam's pass rushing skills better than anybody. Part of the reason he's hoping his former player gets another shot.
I don't follow the NFL much. Obviously, I got enough things to be concerned about here, but I'd heard so many great things about what he was doing with the Rams, and so, you know, hopefully, you know, he's a talented young guy, and hopefully he'll get an opportunity.
Several top high school players around the country have had the Missouri basketball team in their sights in their college decision process, but none of those names would be a bigger get from Mizzou than this guy. Jason Tatum, a 6'7" small forward ranked as the 3rd best player in the class of 2016. He's playing just 2 hours away in St. Louis. He tweeted his top 10 schools yesterday, and you guessed it, Missouri is one of them. Although some other prominent schools are on there as well, including Arizona, Duke, Kentucky, his hometown St. Louis University, and former MU rival Kansas. At just 16 years old, he's got some time to decide, but bet on Kim Anderson and his staff to continue making a strong pursuit. The person who came up with the cliche, "it's better late than never," was probably an avid baseball fan. This season is a marathon, and it doesn't matter where you are all year, as long as you're near the top by game 162. For the St. Louis Cardinals, they took almost that long, finally taking control of first place in the NL Central in game 137. Lance Lynn took the mound last night to face the Pirates, and that bid for first place thing didn't start so well. Lynn gets roughed up in the first, giving up this double to the gap by Neil Walker. That would score 2 and make it 2-0 Pirates. Lynn would settle in, though, giving up just 3 runs in 6 innings. And you know, it helps to have Matt Holliday. He's been on a tear these past few games, and it continued last night. That drive scores 2 runs, and the St. Louis faithful that hasn't tasted first place all year starting to get excited for their ball club at Busch Stadium. More to be excited about. Who else but Matt Holliday once again? That single makes it 5-4 Birds, and that would be your final. Holliday is now 7 for 11 with 3 homers and 12 RBIs in his last 3 games, helping the Cards take sole possession of first place with the Milwaukee loss. Royals, meanwhile, already in first, facing the league's worst team in the Texas Rangers. In bottom of the 3rd, KC already up 1-0, and like a good neighbor, Salvador Perez is there for the boys in blue, hitting into the State Farm sign. Dinger makes it 3-0. It stayed close into the 9th, but there aren't many closers more reliable than Greg Holland. He gets the grounded to end the game. Royals win this one 4-3 and are still up a half game on Detroit. And now, both teams in first place. Maybe we'll see another I-70 series. Who knows?
Oh, my house?
I was going to say that would be huge for your household.
I know. I don't even want to think about it.
You've done so good about blending.
Oh, yeah. We cheer for each other's teams. My husband's a huge Royals fan.
But?
That'd be a big schism.
That would be a
Be a lot of fun.
problem. It would be fun to watch. Fun to watch,
Yeah,
sir.
exactly.
That's all. Thanks so much.